All right, here we are at our 2024 Yamaha 252 SD jet boat for sale. We're here on the beautiful freshwaters of Norris Lake Tennessee. This slip, well, actually, the lift that this boat's sitting on is going to be available for an additional purchase. And if you do opt to purchase the lift, then this slip can be transferred as well. We're here on the quiet end of Norris Lake, Tennessee today. Uh, we're going to be kind of in the far southeast corner. And we're sitting here on a Friday afternoon, and it is very quiet harbor, quiet main channel out there. There's a nice on-water dining restaurant here at this location. It's got a few people enjoying a late lunch. We're here for our video walkthrough tour. As usual, you're going to find the full list of specifications, options, features, current asking price, and all that other good stuff. It's all going to be over at our website. That's at www.yournewboat.com. For your convenience, down in the video description, there will be a direct link to this listing over there at our website. So again, this is a 2024 Yamaha 252 SD. This is going to be about a 24.5 feet LOA. That's your length overall. The beam is going to be about 8.5 feet. That is the width of the boat. We've got about an 8-foot 1-inch bridge clearance. Bridge clearance is going to be the measurement from the water line up to the highest point of the boat when it's in the water. So that's how tall you know the boat is. Dry weight is just under 4,600 pounds. There is also a tandem axle painted trailer that goes with this one. We've got disc brakes on that trailer, tie-down straps built in, and a swing tongue. It's a brand new trailer. Essentially, the boat's a brand new boat as well. We've only got 36 hours on our twin 1.9 liter Yamaha 18,898 cc displacement, and these are rated right at 200 horsepower. This is an upgraded motor for Yamaha this year, this high output motor. And a really cool feature that's turning a lot of heads are the swim up seats. So there's 2 swim up seats on here, and of course these are going to be removed, detached and removed when the boat is underway. But when you're floating or anchored, this is a really cool option. And believe it or not, these things actually float too, because I know that was my first thought is, oh great, I got to put these on and make sure I don't drop them. They float. Yamaha thought of that. You got 3-step swim boarding ladder back there, and essentially these are actually, you're looking at both swim seats. You can have these flipped up or down. The flip down is going to be that little swim seat where you're going to be kind of sitting in some water there, and flipped up you got 2 little cup holders and a little phone holder integrated into there as well. So if Yamaha's always had a very water friendly stern setup where they've always integrated in some seats whenever you're anchored, where you can kind of lounge back here. They've kind of taken it one step farther with these swim seats. They've done some other cool things with the actual seats that we're looking at right now. So I'm excited to show those to you. So again, if you are watching this on a device where you're not able to see that video description, all you gotta do is remember the website, yournewboat.com, look for the Find Your New Boat button. It's gonna show you all of our inventory and order price. And all you gotta do is scroll down until you get down to this one. Again, it's a 2024 Yamaha 252 SD jet boat for sale. Trailer included, lifts available for an additional purchase. Again, that direct link to the website's down in that video description. And we don't mention the asking prices in video tours because they will often change from the time we list a boat to when it sells. There's going to be transferable warranty with this one. We got another year left on the Yamaha extended service warranty. And you're going to have just under 9 years left on their limited structural warranty. And I believe you're going to have about just under 2 years left on what they call a component warranty. So again, this one's basically is just past the break-in period with only 36 hours on it. It's got a lot of nice features, and we're going to start kind of with our model walkthrough. After we're done kind of showing you all the features, we'll come back out, go around the exterior, show you just a few little areas of wear and tear. So Again, here's another look at those swim seats, and they do float. We got a little pull-out 3-step stone boarding ladder right there in the middle. Notice that little handle right there, kind of at the top of where that ladder is. It's right there in the center of your screen. Got a little handle there. You got 2 more little grab bars up here, just on the other side of this little integrated platform, where we got some nice marine mat flooring. You got that throughout on this one. That's going to be a ski tow hook right there too, in between those 2 handles. If you're pulling people in inflatables, that's probably your best tow option. And then, of course, we've got the wakeboard tower with extended bimini top overhead. And another cool feature with this one, they basically got a gosh, what would you call that? Sunroof integrated into that bimini top. You know, that's a nice large frame for your bimini. And they essentially just made it so that you could, you know, if you've got more sun lovers with you, you can kind of open up the rear half of that bimini, which we've done right now by just doing some snaps and some zips. And that thing's going to kind of open up, give you a little bit more sunlight for those that do like it. But again, before I leave the platform here, a few other things to point out. Number one, so again, with the swim seats flipped over, you got 2 cup holders integrated there. We're going to have a removable lounge table that goes here. I'll put that in place for you before we call it a day here today. We've got a 12-volt power outlet right back here. Obviously, 2 wet sound stereo speakers, 2 pop-up mooring cleats. We got a little pull-out shower, and it's going to be your stereo remote right here. These right here are going to be, these are your freshwater flush ports for those jet drive engines. Now, obviously, we're in freshwater, but if you were somewhere in brackish or saltwater, then those little freshwater flush kits are important for you, and can also be utilized for winterization on these models as well. Now, again, I told you there was a lot to go through on this one. We've got some integrated storage on the back of these seats right here. You got that on both of these. We do have some integrated wet storage. If you've ever had a Yamaha boat before, you're probably familiar. There is a clean out port system that's actually underneath these 2 rear seats right here. So these are kind of snapped in place and slid in. I'll do these 2 snaps here so I can show you. So you got a little handle right here under each of these seats, and that's going to raise up and give you access to your clean out ports. And again, a little bit of storage down there. It's going to have some drains in that as well, so it's great for wet items. And of course, these seats can remove completely. If you were towing this down the highway, you'd probably want to do that. And then these 2 seat backs right here are on sliders, and all you simply do, pull a little hook and you can push it back. So now all of a sudden you've got a larger lounge seat back here. You could be able to do the same thing on this one right over here. Again, you're just pulling that little hook out, give it a little push, locks right into place when it gets there. So now you've just extended your sun lounge area for whenever you are anchored. Maybe you got your swim seats out. Got some nice large lounge seats back here. We got a little filler cushion right there too that you can slide back. That's going to be right there. Of course, anybody that's watched our videos long enough knows that I'm always a fan of any boat where you can get from the platform to inside the interior without having to step on a seat. This one right here is completely removable. Before I step over that, let me give you another look here at our tower. Notice how our ski tow hook is underneath the tower. You're not actually having to reach through that. They've kind of tilted this bimini top at an angle where your tow rope's not going to be getting in the way of the bimini. And this is also a folding tower. You got 2 little latches back here in the corner. You're going to be able to unclip those, and this whole tower is going to slide forward. So if you are trying to get this into a garage and need a little bit more clearance when it's on the trailer, you're going to have the opportunity to do that as well. So I'm going to step over that filler cushion seat, but I will show you this right here. This does come all the way out. And then actually you can even flip this over. Got 2 small little cup holders and a little kind of tray integrated into the other side of this. And I'm going to slide that back in place. And then we've got a seat back that's going to go in there as well. I'll show you that here in a little bit as well. But while we're in here, we've got 22 cup holders total on this boat. So that's another one right there. And then I really like these pockets right here. They're kind of a slim pocket, but that's going to be great for everybody's devices. We're going to be able to slide those into there. You don't have to worry about them rolling out or bouncing out of there. A little bit of a storage net right here for some larger items. 3 more cup holders there. Again, 22 cup holders throughout this whole boat. And that's not counting the essentially 4 cup holders you're going to have on those swim seats and 2 more cup holders on a removable lounge table. So those are just the 22 integrated coolers. Now we got a nice little seat back right here. This actually does a little party trick for you. That folds down, this lifts up, and now you've got a little table surface. Cup holder right next to it. We've got some storage in this little hatch right here, kind of underneath of that seat back. See a little cooler cut out there in your marine mat flooring. And our seats are on hinges in here, so our battery switch is actually under this seat here. So look how that's on a hinge right there. You can flip that up, get things out with both hands, and you just need the one hand to raise and lower this. Love that. We've got a little inflatable tube that is included with this one. We've also got a little 12-volt pump for that as well. Here's your battery switches. Got a house battery switch, a start battery switch, and then a battery parallel switch. That parallel will let you basically use the juice for both of those. That's essentially your emergency start. One of those is low. You can combine that, cross that over, and get both batteries working together to get the boat started. So slide on up to your driver's helm seat here. We've got flip-up bolster seat for your driver's seat. 2 cup holders, or I'm sorry, 2 armrests. Do have 2 cup holders. We got 2 cup holders, a little storage tray right there. 2 more cup holders up here at your helm. But yeah, I was wanting to show you that flip-up bolster, your 2 armrests. These seats here, your passenger driver's seat, these will both swivel, and they're both going to slide forward and back. And you hear that kind of click into place when you get that in one spot. That's going to kind of lock in position right there. And got our helm lit up here for you. Now, again, Yamaha did some really neat things with this 2024 model boat. Beyond just kind of the nice lighting and this 12-inch display. Of course, I love this 12-inch display to try to make that very intuitive for you. You've got a integrated wireless cell phone remote. This is going to kind of clamp down on your phone too. You're not going to have to worry about it coming out when you're driving around, no matter how hard you're driving it. So let me get seated right here. We'll show you some neat things that they did. Let's start here with their screen. So actually, I've got this on the display right now to show you get our camera steadied here. Show you our engine hours. Here's our port side engine hours, 35.5. Starboard side engine hours, 36.4. So almost both right there at 36.5. It's going to have your average speed, water temperature. Now we're raised out of the water right now in the lift, so that's basically our air temperature. But you're also going to have your live fuel flow meter showing you your gallons per hour when you are underway, and your fuel economy, which is going to show your miles per gallon when you're underway, so you can kind of target that most efficient speed, especially if you're going a long distance. So here's your home screen right here. It's going to have your larger speed setting right there. Water temp. Now again, if we're in the water, you're going to see your depth finder over here. Fuel gauge is over here on this side. There's your other battery right here. They've also got these labeled. There's your start battery. There's your house battery. Bilge, blower, navigation, and anchor lights are all right up here on the touchscreen. We've also got those essentials down here right next to your driver's seat. So there's your nav lights, your blower, your bilge, and a functional horn. We have function test everything on this one. We've also got some underwater lights, some docking lights. We've got most of the courtesy lights on right now. And let's get back up here to our touch screen. So one screen over is going to be your GPS chart plotter, where you're going to be able to track yourself moving around the lake. And right over here is going to be that information that we had pulled up a minute ago with those engine hours, fuel flow meter. And this is going to be a settings for your speed control. Stereo is all going to be integrated in this touchscreen. We got AM, FM, USB, USB and auxiliary. Oh, I'm sorry, just auxiliary. So AM, FM, auxiliary input, Bluetooth stereo. We've also got the NOAA weather band feature as well. And turn that off. And then right over here on this one, this is going to be your lighting. It's going to turn on your freshwater tank for that transom shower. Your Helm lights, your courtesy lights, your docking lights, you can also use from here. And that's actually your underwater light switch right there. Got our tower lights on. And then over here in the menu screen, you do have some settings in this DriveX feature, which I'm going to talk to you here in a moment. But what I like is your boat wellness switch right here. It's going to tell you the time since last maintenance, let you know when your maintenance is due. So essentially this one was just serviced, only 1 hour use on both engines since that last servicing. And then go back to there. So that DriveX function. So that is a really cool innovation that Yamaha's come up with. We've got some paddles over here on either side of your steering wheel. And we've got some different functions built into your steering wheel. Essentially, this was designed so you still have your no wake mode that if you've had other Yamaha jet boats, you're familiar with this no wake mode. This is also your cruise whenever you do get up to speed. You've got two different ways of using your throttles. You're going to have a float mode. Well, it's not going to show us that unless we're started and running. You got a float mode. You're going to have a running mode. You can use a single lever where you're just using one of these throttles that controls both, or you can use these independently of one another. Low speed maneuverability has really improved on this, and they've added this DriveX functions to the steering wheel to try to help you handle this boat at low speeds around the dock. This is designed so you can have both hands here on your wheel. You can do all of your shifting and controls coming in and out of your slip without taking either hand off the wheel here. You're going to have some dock hold buttons that's actually going to control this boat, let this boat go completely side to side, either going left or right. You can hold that position. You're going to be able to do a pivot turn where you're just using your steering wheel where you can rotate counterclockwise or clockwise on the water. And then in these dock hold modes, you're also going to be able to use these paddle wheels back here. Right here, this is my left hand on it. Right hand's holding the camera right now, but these will allow you, when you're using that docking mode or you're doing rotations, you can also use these to go forward or back while you're in those low speed modes. Now, if you've never had a boat at all, essentially every jet boat's going to have a little bit of a learning curve. Now, with the technology in this one, that learning curve is probably going to be a lot shorter than a older jet boat with less technology on it. Now, I'm used to driving all different kinds of boats, and I'm very familiar using both throttles to do my maneuvering around a slip or your harbors and your no wake zones. So I played around with both. When we took this boat out for some aerial photographs, I pretty much used everything on the throttles here as I would another twin engine operated boat. Backed out of the slip, did a forward and reverse neutral steer to do my pivoting, and kind of exit the harbor that way. There was very little drift as far as your almost like a swirliness at low speeds. Very little of that. I felt very much in control. Now, played around with the docking mode a little bit away from the slip, which is a really good idea. You don't want to be trying these when you've got obstacles around the harbor. You want to do a lot of this in the open water till you get the hang of it. Played around with this a little bit out in some open water, and when I came back in, I used the features here at the wheel without having to use the throttles, and it was pretty spot on. I could bring it right in the slip without needing to take my hands off the wheel. So I think that was the intentions really whenever they came up with this system. So compliments to Yamaha on that. Very neat, and it's going to shorten that learning curve for anybody that's either switching to a jet boat or if this is the first boat for you. Again, you're probably going to get the hang of it faster because a jet boat is unlike other boats. This one has really closed the gap on that low speed maneuverability, just the ability to be able to just move around a harbor without worrying about not necessarily that you're losing control, but you know, having the boat not doing what you want it to do. That's also tilt steering wheel there. And I think we hit kind of all the highlights there on that that big Connext system, that 12. Actually, I think it's about a 12-inch, 12.3-inch touchscreen display right there. So moving on from that, we got a nice large in-floor storage locker. This marine mat flooring is all snapped in, so all this can come out. If you've got youngsters, you know, or dogs, you can pull these out, and that way you can just easily clean the boat and give it a rinse out when you're through. Nice large in-floor storage locker here. Now we've got some life jackets in here, and we've also got the mooring cover down here as well. So this is fairly deep. It goes forward a good distance there. Over here's your passenger seat. Don't have the bolster over here, but you do have the two armrest and similar seat controls down here. You've got a little triangle down here. You're going to slide one way to go left or right or forward and back. And again, that's going to be able to swivel around. Two cup holders built in. Nice deep little pocket right here. I wish you saw more of this throughout the rest of the boat industry, because if I'm putting my phone somewhere and it's not in a glove box, I want to know it's secured. So that deep pocket right there is going to let your devices be nice and deep. You don't have to worry about those bouncing out. We do have a little dry box right there. Another one right here. This one's just a little magnetic catch. This one's actually meant to actually double as a little table surface as well. You notice that sitting level right there. Now this is going to be your enclosed head compartment. There's no head in here, but a porta-potti could go right here if that's something that's important for the family, or important if you've got youngsters. You know, that might be required equipment. So you've got plenty of room to add a porta-potti in here. You've also got a little wardrobe hanger right here. I believe the seller added this little clip right there where you can actually use that as storage space as well. You've got a light down here as well. That's going to be our removable lounge table. Now we'll pop that up for you before we're through. Little toilet tissue holder, another little cargo net to store other items. And while I'm here, I'm going to pull out this seat back so I can show you that. And we're going to close that door. Close that latch there. And our seat back is for a little walkthrough back here that I was showing you earlier. So again, I've got this kind of all the way in these seats slid back where you're kind of split right now. You've got kind of the equal seat rear facing or forward facing. Again, simple as hitting this clip right here, giving a little pull, and that'll slide right in place. So obviously you can see right here, if you are forward facing, you're going to want to be on the side over there for that seat back. But it's going to maximize your space back there. And also wanted to show you what it looked like with this little seat back in place. Oh, put that in the wrong way. It goes this way right here. And that slides down. So now you got that full bench seat right there. And not using your table over here, you're done using it. Just give it a little lift. Goes right back where it was. Get another seat on a hinge over here. Got anchor and some fenders included. There's your throw cushion to be legal. Now, coming back to the tower here, before we go up to the bow, let me go ahead. Actually, when I first saw this, it took me a few seconds to figure out what was going on. Most of the time, your anchor light is on the top side of the tower. Here, we've got a zipper that's going to go all the way over here. So when you turn that anchor light on, you're just going to unzip that. You got a little clip right here, and you're going to be able to release that and slide that up, and it's going to be in position. Probably did that for clearance issues. That allows them to keep that bridge clearance that we talked about earlier at 8 feet 1 inch, and you don't have to worry, is your anchor light up? You know, because you're going to have that visual right there. If you turn that light on, it's underneath the tower. You're gonna see it light up, know that it's not up, unzip it, tilt that anchor light up, and you're good to go. Now our little, let's see if I can do this one-handed here. Pull that snap around, and we can close our sunroof, if you will, of our bimini top. And with the help of a little TV magic, that is closed up and back in place. It's really not bad at all, but it is easier with two hands. But yeah, you're essentially just unsnapping those snaps at the front that you're using to kind of hold that in position, zipping it back up, and then taking this third zipper back over. So you've got that full shade right there. Now, as we head up to the bow, we do have a wind block that's going to go across, and that's going to cut down on some of that wind that's coming through your bow area there. Again, on those chillier days, whether it's early season, late season, or even just maybe a rainy afternoon out in the water. We do have some storage under here as well. Fire extinguishers is located in the hatch right now. That does need to be mounted right there. Now, our bow seating, very adaptable bow seating as well. We've got all the filler cushions in place right now. We've got hinged underseat storage on both sides up here as well. I've got those courtesy lights on, so you're probably seeing a little bit of reflection down in that spot there. We've got 6 cup holders up here, 2 Wet Sounds stereo speakers. There's your cup holders. And similar as what they've done in some of their other models. I think we had a 2016 that had this similar seating as what we've got here. A lot of options. This is going to go, actually, let me step this way. Show you this can also do a seat back right here. Sorry for the shaky one-arm camera work there. There's your little seat back right there where you can essentially have forward-facing seating all the way across, or that will also go down there where we had it. These other 2 cushions up here in the bow corners, these will come out. So you can really just customize this, but for however you're using it. Just a lot of different options up here, and on top of all of that, I'll show you one other thing here. I'm going to put this back in place. Those back in place, and then if I pull this other cushion over, I just want you to see this can also go flipped over, and you've got some more basically got your little step built in. So again, just depending on how you're using the boat, lots of different options up here. You can have all the filler cushions in place. You can have the filler here with this extra seat back. And then up here near the front where we've got all this other nice marine mat flooring, 3-step swimboarding ladder coming off the bow. Another anchor with its own little integrated storage. There's your 7th cleat right there. That's for tying off your anchor. So 3 cleats on either side, 6 in total, and then your one right there in the center is for that, again, for your anchor whenever you do have it deployed. Nice grab rails up here for your passenger seating up here in the bow area as well. Nice large bimini top. Go ahead and pull this back over. Let's see. All right, let's raise the engine hatch here. Let's take a look at these new 1.9 liter Yamaha high output, 200 horsepower apiece. Again, these are 4-cylinder, inline 4-cylinder, 4-stroke. See if we need a little bit more lighting down in there. All right, I got some more lighting down here so you can see down here a little bit better. This can be a 10-gallon onboard freshwater tank down here. This is for that transom shower. Again, 36.5 hours on both of these. Again, these are the new 1.9 liter high output Yamaha inboard inline 4-cylinder 4-stroke, 400 total horsepower, 200 horsepower each. Here's your dual batteries right over here. These do run off regular gasoline. Again, 1898 cc's each. And we've got a 75-gallon onboard fuel tank as well. So Yamaha advertises this or claims to be essentially a noticeably smoother ride, higher top speed through increased displacement, optimized intake, smoother, quicker throttle response due to a removed taper on the throttle body, 10% larger throttle body for more power and torque. So, and again, this is regular unleaded gasoline. Now you do want to run 100% gas in here, non-ethanol. If you're buying it on the water, at least in the Norris Lake area, if you're buying it on the water, it's always going to be 100% gas with no ethanol. If you're getting your gas on the road, do make sure you're getting non-ethanol gas. If you don't have an option for 100% gas and you have to run ethanol gasoline through here, you do want to use a fuel treatment. They do make specific fuel additives for marine engines for running on ethanol fuel. So do keep that in mind if you are buying gas on the road. But otherwise, you can run regular unleaded gasoline in these high output engines. So again, 400 total horsepower. There is a mooring cover included with this one as well. And let's head back to that swim deck. I believe I promised you to show you that removable lounge table, and then we'll go through the wear and tear. So here is your little pedestal. I love how you've got a dedicated spot to keep that stored, and this simply goes right in this position right here, locks in place. Yeah, I'm doing this one-handed. Can't be that hard. And again, here's that movable table. Close this door. And we'll go put this in place. There we go. There's your table in place. Of course, you can turn this either way. You've got that swim up seat, 2 swim up seats. Again, those one's flipped up, one's flipped down just to be able to show you. And yeah, you've got that adaptable seating back here on the platform with integrated storage. Beautiful look in here with this. I believe they call this their mocha interior. Black hull sides. I think it's nice and padded back here. This is rated for 12. Water test was very smooth on this when we had it out for some aerial photographs, and again some very improved technology with those DriveX controls for your low speed maneuverability. We've sold a handful of Yamahas through the years, and we have definitely noticed about every 5 years the technology just gets that much better. We've got a 2016 that we're selling right now. I thought that one actually handled really well. Low speed maneuverability. There's not a lot of swirl to it, but man, they've just taken it up to another level with this one. So 2019, a few years ago, we did notice with that one, when you would go to neutral, it would actually kind of hold place. This one, unless you're using those DriveX controls, say if you're idling forward and you go to neutral, you're still going to have a little bit of coast, but you do not have that swirl that's going to take you left or right. So again, I thought this probably handled more like your typical twin engine boat than definitely by far, hands down, more than any other jet boat that we've ever sold before. So, all right, so let's move on with our wear and tear. Interior, we did not notice anything as far as wear and tear goes on the interior. I mean, it's a 2024 model boat with 36 hours on it. Now on the exterior, we got a few little marks to show you. Nothing major, but yeah, there is some wear on the exterior. Really, a lot of it is just some water spots on there that just needs to be wiped off a little bit. I think there was one or two over here on this side. Let's see if we can find them here right quick for you. And then we've got a couple on the other side to show you about. So most of what you're seeing over here is just some water spots. So see that right there? I mean, you get in close. I rub that spot right there. Those water spots go away. Could use some wax on the exterior. And actually, I think there was a few marks up here above the rub rail. Now we're probably going to have to find the right angle to hold our camera here. But there were just some light scuffs up here above the rub rail. Definitely nothing to get too excited about. Some of this is just some watermarks, but there was just a few like just real light gel coat scratches. Again, nothing major whatsoever. At least not over here on our starboard side. I thought we had something down here in the black hull line, but it may all be on the other side. I'm not seeing anything over there. I think we're good here on this side. I think it's maybe just on the port side. We got a little bit here on the bow to show you. Again, not a whole lot to get excited about. This is just a little black in there. That's probably just from that anchor line. None of that feels scratched at all. We do have a little mark here in that rub rail. And this bow line going down, your bow hook, everything looks good. Again, I mean, we've got some water spots on there, but we're looking for scratches in the gel coat or in the fiberglass. And there's really none of that to speak of to show you just yet. Now, we do have a little mark. This kind of looks bad. We got a little mark that's going down through here. Okay. This appears to be a fender rub. Okay, and let's see if I can show you what I mean one-handed here. If we kind of rub on this, we'll see some fibers coming off. See those fibers coming off there? Because that's what we're seeing. That's not actually a scratch into that gel coat. That is probably like the vinyl or rubber that's, where this just kind of got against a fender and just took some of that off of the fender, or, perhaps it was like a piece of plastic dock fender or something like that. But if you just kind of keep rubbing on here, those fibers just kind of pull right off of there. So, yes, it does look like something, but to me, it looks like every bit of that is a fender transfer, because even when I get up here close, if you just keep rubbing at that, it's going to pull up. So again, looks bad, but there's really nothing there. And I think that's the same for these other two little spots right there on that kind of contoured edge where it's coming across. Now, let me go down the side a little bit farther, because what little wear and tear there is, it's over here on this side, and that's where you see this more of a white mark right there. This is actually into that gel coat just a touch right here. So right here, if I'm coming across that, there is your fingernails catching an edge right there. That's actually kind of a chip where the boat has got against something, and it's chipped that gel coat off on that outer layer. We got a few of those marks down here on the side. Sometimes you got to rub at them to see if it's dirt or a mark. I believe that's another little chip in the gel coat. And we're going to have that again right here. See that white line right there? Okay, you're catching the edge right there, so that's in the gel coat. Up here above it, if that caught your eye, again, that's just another little water spot. Those are going to rub off. But there's a few more of those little gel coat marks. Here's your fuel fill for that 75-gallon onboard fuel tank. So right over here, that's not one of them. That's going to come off. But this one right down here is. Right here, that's another spot. That's a little chip in the gel coat, and we've just got a few of these going up this side. Almost all about this level. Just up around this post right here, and I'll show you the rest of them. Actually, I think this trend's going to go back a little bit farther. So again, here's two more right here. Where'd they go? Two more right there. A few more little small ones right through there. And then as we go back, just a few more spots of those. And right here. Show me. Throw my foot over there again so we can get closer. So again, here's another mark into that gel coat. Another one here. There's two little imperfections right here. It's not catching an edge. You've got like one little line kind of going up right here. You know how the light's hitting it? And then two more right here. Those almost look like perhaps little stress cracks. You know, there may have been something that kind of bumped into the side of this and made two little stress or three little stress cracks. So one going up, kind of two arching over here. That's a really minor little mark in the gel coat right there. Just barely into the gel coat. This one might disappear with a good detail. These other brighter white ones, these are not going to go away with the detail because that's actually kind of chipped off the gel coat there. That appears to be another fender transfer right there. I think that's going to come off. But again, these kind of brighter white spots. Is that one down there? No, that was a watermark. So then just a few more right here. Just a few more right in here. And now I think that's it. So that is about all the wear and tear on this one. Again, 2024 model, transferable warranty. This lift is available for an additional purchase. If you are wanting to transfer the current slip, you will need to buy the lift in order to transfer the current slip. Again, it's a great spot on the quiet side of Norris Lake. Beautiful views out here. You're away from the crowds. Really cool swim steps that they added. And that DriveX options there at that dash on this 2024 models. That is a very cool idea as well. So again, do visit the website. If you've got any questions about this one that our video didn't answer, set up a time to come see it in person, submit an offer or anything like that, please reach out to us through the website. That's at www.yournewboat.com. Two things will be coming up over top of your screen as we sign off of this video tour. One's going to be a shortcut to subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you haven't already, we're happy to have you as a subscriber. And the other one will be a shortcut to our current listings playlist. If you want to see what else we have for sale, but you don't want to leave YouTube, then you're going to want to hit that current listings playlist. That's going to have a video tour of all of our current listings. So again, this is the 2023 Yamaha Sport Boat 252 SD with a trailer. The trailer's included. Tandem axle trailer. We'll have some photos of that over at the website listing. And again, this lift is available for an additional purchase, and the lift would be transferable to, the slip would be transferable to whoever buys the lift. And again, that's going to wrap it up for this one. One owner, transferable warranty, trailer included, very low hours. Do reach out to us with any questions. Thank you again for joining us.